What are limiting beliefs? How are they holding you back? And how can you get rid of them? I'm going to try my best to answer those 3 questions for you today. So limiting beliefs are beliefs that you have that are basically programmed into your brain that are limiting you and moving forward in your life. Now, all of us have belief systems inside of us. Our belief systems really make up our personal realities, our personalities. It's who we are. So through your childhood, your parents basically raised you a certain way and you were programmed to believe certain things about how family life should be, certain things about religion, certain ways about how you should act in society. Even your school teachers and your peers at school taught you how to be. You learned beliefs based on that. Now, you learned beliefs based on your experiences. So let's say that you spoke up for yourself one time and somehow you got crushed in some way. And so now you have this belief that I can't speak up for myself. Now that could become a limiting belief because that could be limiting you from moving forward. Another example would be, let's just say that you were raised poor, or that you had your parents tell you that you're never going to make something of yourself in your life, you're not smart enough, or something like that. That puts a program in your head, and it's a belief that you have, and it's a limiting belief because that can prevent you from moving forward. If you're trying to be successful in your life and you've been programmed to believe, well, my family has just always been poor and I can never make it in my life because I'm just always going to be poor, that can really stop you from moving forward and manifesting money or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Also, if you think that you're not good enough or you're not smart enough, that can prevent you from maybe getting a promotion or maybe doing a job on your own because you're like, I can't run my own business. I'm just not good enough, because that's a limiting belief inside of you. And most of the time we don't know where we've gotten these limiting beliefs. They're just in there. It's from all of our life experiences, and it makes us who we are. I mean, you can look at some people that are very outgoing. You could look at people that are very anxious, people that have fears about different things. And these are because of their belief systems. Now, these belief systems can be good. They are basically made by your body to protect yourself. So a long time ago, people were being chased by a tiger, and they learned that, okay, I shouldn't go near a tiger. I believe that tigers are dangerous because I got chased by one. And that was a belief system. That belief allows you to protect yourself. But in today's society, we have learned beliefs to protect ourselves basically from being hurt emotionally, if you will. Like I said, if you got picked on at school because you spoke up for yourself, or let's say you tried to wear something different, you wanted to be yourself and dress different, and you got picked on it because of it, well, you could go 2 ways. You could be like, okay, well, I don't care what other people think, or you could have been like, oh, wow, I'm not going to be myself, but because by being myself, I got picked on, and I didn't like that. I didn't like those emotions. So now it has created a belief inside of you that you can't be yourself, and that's going to prevent you from moving forward in your life because you believe whatever. So that's how your limiting beliefs can hold you back, is because you've trained yourself to believe a certain thing, and now it's holding you back basically. So let's say, for example, you're trying to heal yourself from some disease or some pains or aches that you have, or some trauma or some emotions, or you're trying to manifest something, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. Now, this could be because you have limiting beliefs holding you back. So it goes to the saying of like saying, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy. But in the back of your mind, your program is saying, no, you can't be wealthy. You had a hard time growing up. There's no way you can make this money. You have these limiting beliefs saying you can't make money. So that is holding you back, and your programs are basically canceling out each other. You're trying to manifest something, but this program in the background is saying, and so it's just kind of canceling it out. So these limiting beliefs can really hold you back. So recently, well, kind of, I guess really the whole last year, my husband and I have been attending some different events, learning some different modalities, some different tools that we can use to help in so many different ways, through hypnosis, removing emotions, removing limiting beliefs, different things like that. And we've learned some incredible tools to help remove things like limiting beliefs. So, for example, we learned this one thing where, so if you know my story, or if you don't, just brief story, I didn't believe in all this metaphysical stuff and how you can create your reality and all that different stuff. And I went to a Dr. Joe Dispenza event, and I was able to heal myself in one meditation. And that was just basically surrendering everything I knew. And I guess in that moment, I also surrendered a lot of my beliefs. And I healed myself almost completely. But if I had healed myself completely, I probably wouldn't have continued on this journey. So I still had some healing to do. And after you do heal whatever it is you're trying to heal, you're going to have other kind of stuff come up too. So you might have some different emotions or traumas or different things come up. I've had injuries that I had when I was a kid come up, and I'm like, oh wow, I thought this was gone, but I guess there was still some stuff stuck. But anyway, I had some limiting beliefs about being healed and keeping my healing, because every once in a while I would feel like a few of my symptoms would start to return, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm not keeping my healing. And a lot of times you hear it's just because you're falling back into the old habit of being yourself, but also it can be your limiting beliefs that are holding you back too. So I had this belief inside of me that I couldn't be completely healed and keep that healing. And through this process, I basically learned that I was programmed to believe I'm not worthy of being healed. And a lot of times, I don't know if you believe in this or not, a lot of times this goes into past lives. You may or may not believe in past lives, but through everything I've learned in all these different modalities, a lot of your root problems do come from your past lives, not necessarily this life. This life, yeah, some big things might have happened to give you different programs, but a lot of those programs were already kind of in there from previous lives. You were programmed in this life, and it just kind of stacked on top of it in all your following lives, or in this life, or whatever you want to call it. So there's two different ways we learned to remove these limiting beliefs. One was, it doesn't deal with past lives, but as I was doing it, a past life popped up into my head and was crazy. So it was basically taking something that you know to be real. So for example, right now, the sun is shining because it's really hard for me to see. The video keeps changing so much because of the sun. The sun is shining right now. That is very absolute and positive 100% to me. And so I close my eyes and I see this image in my head, and I feel all the emotions of this happening. The sun is shining, and I can feel it and see it in my head. And oftentimes the picture is really close to you, and you can associate very closely with that. Now, for me to be healed and feel my healing, if I close my eyes and I try to envision what that would look like, that's kind of hard to envision. It's kind of off in the distance, and it's a little foggy and maybe not in color, and I can't feel some emotions with it. So the idea is to basically switch that and make that image of my future into, or my limiting belief, I guess, of that thing actually happening. Like, let's say you're trying to be rich. I was like, I can't see me being rich. It's way out there. It's kind of foggy. I can't see it. But it's basically pulling that closer to you, just like the sun. Now, I have recorded a meditation that is actually going to help you do that. It's like a manifestation thing, like you see something in your future and you bring it to you, make it brighter. I have not yet edited that, so look forward to that meditation. I'll put a video out whenever I make that. But anyway, it's a technique that we've learned to use, and you can do it for so many different things. It's not just limiting beliefs. You can do it with a lot of different things in your life. It's a really cool technique that we've learned. I haven't yet practiced it on other people except for my children. I'm working on that. I'm certified to do it, but I haven't practiced it enough to do it on other people. I'm going to be offering that up to guinea pigs, if you will, coming soon. But anyway, so that was one way to kind of switch the limiting beliefs to make it more real to you, that this is attainable. And somehow it changes something in your brain to believe that that is possible. And when I was envisioning them in my head, I had my eyes closed and I had these emotions come up in this vision of me playing, like, I don't know if you want to call it jacks. I was playing something on the floor with a sibling of mine, and I could tell this was many centuries ago. And I don't know what my father said, but my father said something to me, and I felt it inside that, like, I am not worthy. And a lot of people that are trying to heal don't feel worthy, and it's been programmed into them somewhere at some point in time. And so after we finished doing this this technique, I came out and, oh my goodness, I felt so light. I felt so positive and so sure of myself. And after that, I haven't had all these, oh, is my healing gonna stick? Am I gonna have symptoms coming back? And like, overall, my whole outlook on life has been better since that. It's not that I really needed to heal anything else, but it was this constant worry in the back of my head, like, what if I get sick again? Well, I have a stomach ache right now. Is that because I'm getting sick again, or was it something I ate, or am I getting an allergy? I had all these paranoia things going in my head because I wasn't truly believing that I was fully healed. And by removing this limiting belief, it's freed me up that I'm not so paranoid about it. I just feel so much more free. If you think about how many worries and stresses go through your head constantly during the day, a lot of it's probably because of your belief system, and mostly your limiting beliefs. Because if it's just a regular belief, like, I believe that cats are cute, that's not something that's going to stress you out through the day. But if you have a belief about things that are stressing you out, then yeah, that would be a limiting belief. It's holding you back from enjoying your life. So that was one technique that we had learned. Another one is called MER, and mental emotional release. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. It's based off of kind of like a timeline therapy, if you've ever heard of that. And it basically has you envision a timeline in your head, and you pick yourself up and move yourself back to the first time that you ever felt this belief or this emotion, whatever it is you're having to work on. And you go back to this time when that limiting belief got basically embedded in your head. And I don't know how it exactly works, but somehow it works, and you're able to transport to that moment in time. And you're basically learn the lessons that you needed to learn in that moment in time. Instead of holding it inside of you, you basically learn a lesson, and then it's basically tested. Do you still feel that belief inside of you? And if you say yes, then you actually have to go further back on your timeline, further back. Usually it only takes maybe two jump backs, and then you can finally find that point to where that limiting belief got embedded in your head. So if you don't have access to these techniques and tools, like I said, my husband and I have been training in this, and we're going to be soon offering that up to many people. We do have a website right now that we're getting ready. We've been learning so many different things with hypnosis and quitting smoking and all this other stuff. So you can look that up. That's I put the link below. It's Evolve. Evolve Your Mind is the website. And but anyway, if you don't have these tools, you can do it on your own. You don't have to have these tools. These tools are great to help remove some of the stuff that is holding you back. But you can, if you can go deep within inside of you and like go into a meditation and just kind of say, like, okay, what are these limiting beliefs? Maybe get a piece of paper down and say, okay, why am I not manifesting what I want? Why am I not healing? What's holding me back? And basically ask question upon question, like, I'm not healing because I don't believe it. Why don't I believe it? And then just go like, well, because, and you'll realize that a lot of it has to do with probably not feeling worthy enough, not feeling good enough, not feeling loved, just different things inside. But a lot of that root kind of all goes down to one core. And when you can kind of find that core, you can kind of work on shifting that. So whether you need to do some forgiveness work, I know Dr. Joe Dispenza has a meditation on changing beliefs and perceptions. So if you have a belief inside of you, a limiting belief, you can do that meditation and say, okay, this is, really you want to get more to the core. You may have some surface level beliefs, but you want to kind of get down to the core. So if the core is, I don't feel loved enough, as opposed to, I don't know, I can't get a mate, I can't heal, whatever. If you don't feel worthy enough, I mean, that could go so many different ways. You go down to that core core limiting belief and try to remove that, and then that should be able to lift everything off on top of that. So even if you, like I said, you don't have access to some of these tools, if you do, go online and look for people that can do timeline therapy, limiting belief removal, MER. People can help you with that. It actually doesn't take very long at all. Like I said, I'll be taking some guinea pigs soon to try to help people remove these limiting beliefs, because it does make you feel lighter. Now, you know, you could remove that limiting belief and then you're going to have things after things happen to you, or you could remove it and just kind of feel better, you know? So, but the limiting beliefs are truly, I feel, what's holding us back. And you don't have to do limiting belief work in order to remove those limiting beliefs and move forward. Like you don't use the excuse, well, I just can't move forward because I have this program in my head that says that I'm not good enough and I'm never going to be good enough. Now I can't move forward until I remove that belief. Well, that's also a belief, that you can't move forward until you remove that belief. So you're going to realize you have lots of belief systems inside of you, and they're going to hold you back no matter what. Stop using those beliefs as an excuse, and through meditation, just repeating over and over and over into your brain, teach it to believe the opposite. Teach it to believe that you are worthy. Teach it to believe that you are good enough. And the more and more you can train your brain to believe the opposite, I'm not good enough, teach it to believe I'm good enough. So a lot of you I know probably struggle in a meditation to be like, I can't feel these feelings of my future. I can't feel happiness. I can't feel abundance. I can't feel all this stuff, because you have these limiting beliefs right here that are just like, they're way more overpowering than this. But the more and more you start to try to push the new belief in there, then that other one will start to kind of fade away a little bit more. That's why I said the limiting belief work can go in there and just take a big chunk of it out, but you can do it too on your own. Like I said, don't say, well, I need this tool and I need that tool and I need to pay this person to do that, and I'm working with this coach to do this. And you can do it yourself. Journal it out. Jump in your meditation and say, I want to remove this limiting belief. I don't want to believe this anymore. And just send it out there to the universe. That's what that meditation does. It basically sends it out to the universe and says, take this away. I don't want this holding me back anymore. I could say that's how I healed myself. Is I just kept saying, I'm going to get worse, I'm going to get sick, I'm going nowhere in my life, and I just had all these, and I was finally like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this life. I can't deal with this anymore. And I was just like, take it all away. So just by me surrendering everything to the universe, I was saying, just let this go. I don't care what comes. I'm just surrendering everything. I don't want to be this way anymore. By me doing that, I was surrendering my limiting beliefs too. I was just letting go of everything that was holding me back. Just let it go. Take it, universe. And that's what you should do in your meditation, is just say, take it. These beliefs are holding me back. Everything that's holding me back, I just want to let it go. So don't blame your beliefs for holding you back, because yeah, they are holding you back. But don't say, well, they're holding me back and that's why I can't move forward. That's another excuse. And I keep hearing the words or the phrases, let go, let go, let go. It's because that's what's holding us back in our lives, is not letting go. We're holding on to emotions. We're holding on to traumas. We're saying that thing happened to me. Let it go. Who cares? You're holding on to beliefs that say, well, I can't move forward because, well, I can't do this because, and this is happening because. Who cares? Don't use that as an excuse. That's a limiting belief, because of this, because of that. I mean, you could say I have limiting beliefs. Like, I remember when I went to my first Dispenza event, afterwards I was like, dude, I'm going to fly one day. And I was like, really? Fly? Who says that? And I heard another guy on TV the other day say that. He's like, I haven't learned how to fly yet, he said. And I was like, see, somebody else has a belief like me. I believe that I can fly. But of course, deep down inside of me, there's something that says, you can't fly. What about gravity? You don't have wings. There's all these beliefs. But if we were to remove those beliefs that, well, I can't fly, could you fly? If this whole world is just make-believe, it's just a vision of what really exists, then couldn't we possibly do anything? How do you think people are removing tumors instantly? How do you think people are healing instantly? How do you think people are manifesting things instantly? How is that happening? How can you explain those things happening? So why not be able to fly? It's just your limiting belief that's holding you back. So what's holding you back? I bring that challenge to you. Like I said, write it down. Think about it, whatever you need to do. What is holding you back? What is your core limiting beliefs that are holding you back? And work on letting that go. Just surrender it and say, you know what? I don't need this. This thing has been holding me back for way too long. I'm not going to let it hold on to me anymore. It's holding you prisoner. Your beliefs are holding you prisoner. Let them go. Surrender them. Let them go.